welcome to courtside here in Long Beach, California, Long Beach City College. Our final match here on May 28th for our Memorial Day weekend event as the Inland Empire Matadors look to overcome some disappointment yesterday, giving away a golden opportunity to take down the Utah Stingers. The OC Stunners, that's their opponent standing in front of them today. First action of the weekend for OC. They come in at 3-1 on the year, 8 points in the season out of the National Coastal Division. Inland Empire Matadors, they are 2-3 overall. They've been a seesaw team, probably the most improved overall team in the NVA, still sitting in second place in the American Coastal. He's Nick England. I'm Ira Thor. Haley Henderson along for the ride as well. And you know, for the Inland Empire Matadors, how do they overcome the deficit, the disappointment, really, from yesterday where they had Utah beat?
I think what it comes down to at the end of the day is that they're going to need to increase that serving pressure. I think that's what we found them to be synonymous with early on in the season, events 1 and 2. Cesar Medina, one of those guys that was hitting aggressive jump serves, and they're just going to need to kind of get back into that because I think yesterday they were just so inconsistent. They weren't finding that groove as quickly as they might have liked. And today we're going to see a lot of very aggressive serves. You get Corey Chavers, Damani Lenore, Nick West all hammering serves, and then you get that off speed from guys like Ignacio Roberts. You've got to really lock down your receive line, and we're going to see what they've got on the service line to really compete and combat with that. That, I think, is the biggest difference here. We have seen their ability to score. We're going to see the likes of Leva. We're going to see, again, Cesar Medina. But that's the big name right there, Cesar Medina, former OC Stunner back in 2019. He is definitely undersized, but all eyes on him. Had a good showing yesterday, but not a great one, and he's going to need a great one here today.
Meanwhile, the OC Stunners have the pieces back in the lineup that they did not have the first 2 events of the year as they were finishing up their international obligations. Pieces that helped get them to, well, 3 straight NVA championship matches. Won the title 2 years ago. Corey Chavers back out on the court. They have options here. Logan Zodovich has done a really good job filling in for Ignacio Roberts. Nacho is the setter, but Nacho's going to get the bid today. He will wear number 15. They also have some young pieces that head coach Matt Prosser has brought in from powerhouse Long Beach State. Spencer Olivier will not be in the starting lineup, but he is out on the court, number 1. May see him at some point today. Here is the lineup today for the OC Stunners. Again, 3-1 on the year. Other than a loss to New Jersey, they have won their other matches against the Pythons, Untouchables, and Southern Exposure. Shane Beamer in the middle. He wears number 3. We joined in the middle by Nick West, who we hear may make a surprise appearance at some point this weekend. Tanner Woods will be one of the outsides, along with Cody Caldwell. Actually, Tanner will be on the right side, I should say. Cody Caldwell on the outside.
No, sorry, small adjustment.
Yeah, I do have that mixed up there.
Yeah, we've got Corey Chavers on the outside.
Damani's going to be the right side today. Damani Lenore, so he will remain in the lineup. Also, they have back for the first time this year Dylan Shigakawa, who's done a great job as their libero, probably maybe the most underrated lib in the league. He's back out there wearing number 25. Want to take a look at the Inland Empire Matadors, Nick?
Yeah, absolutely. So some small adjustments that we saw yesterday. Orlando Rojas, number 5, came in the second half on the outside, had an excellent showing for himself, but he'll be reprising a starting role today opposite of Cesar Medina. So those are your 2 outsides. On the right side, number 50, Isaac Leva. In the middle, another small tweak. Obviously, Luis Lopez, number 17, was a stellar contribution in the middle yesterday, but he is going to be joined today by Martin Patrice, number 15, who will be giving Ricky Olea a small break. Also, no surprise, Christian Ventura will be starting as the setter, and Eric Valise Fox, number 12, wearing the red jersey. So some small adjustments from what we saw yesterday, putting a little bit more size on the court in the middle with Martin Patrice, see if they can maybe slow down the likes of Nick West and Shane Beamer, because this team is going to need to play some out-of-system scrappy points that they have become so synonymous with when they played the teams the likes of the Las Vegas Ramblers.
So Corey Chavers is out there wearing number 6. If we had said it would be Cody Caldwell. So Chavers is in the starting lineup. Let's take a look at the Inland Empire Matadors here, if they can get themselves off to a quick start.
And I got to tell you, Dylan Shigikawa played event 1. We didn't see that one. He wasn't at event 2. we found out that he had been kind of battling through some injuries with his, I believe it was either his thumb or his elbow last season, which kind of was impacting a lot of his game. And we've seen that drastically improve. So looking forward to that.
Well, Nick West immediately makes his presence felt. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to be on the first 2 broadcasts of the day. I have to leave at about 1:30 to catch a flight back to New Jersey for a commencement. So I won't be available for the last 2 matches, which includes a match that San Diego Wild are going to be playing. So Matt Prosser is going to be alone. Or will he?
Not alone.
Or will he have a special guest named Nick West? As we are understanding, he may be making a special appearance. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific to see Nick West's broadcast debut, at least on this side of the mic. Of course, he does the NVA Instagram program with you. He's not going to want to show that highlight of him getting blocked by Luis Lopez.
No, certainly not, but well done by Lopez. We were talking about how important he was for this blocking defense yesterday for the Matadors, getting established early.
Nick West doesn't miss twice.
Well, 3 points, 3 middle kills, so or middle-related points, a stuff block, but Nick West involved in all of them, taking the swings. There's one thing he and I were talking about. He said, you know, I love the way Logan spreads his offense. I would like to see some more sets selfishly. And, well, Roberts waiting 0 time at all to get West back involved in that offense.
And when Nick gets involved, he's always productive. Been doing this for a long time at the University of Hawaii. 31 years old. He'll be 32 in October. Here is Isaac Leva, the starting right side. And big swing there. Tanner Woods, 6'6" out of Vanguard University, slugging it down. And I'll put Nick West behind the service line, where he's probably the most dangerous serving middle in the NVA.
Yeah, you could definitely make a case for that. He's got a variety of shots. Sometimes, you know, the last couple seasons he would do a lot of true line and deep corner far side. Recently he's been attacking that 1-6 seam. Right there on the money. That's been his go-to shot.
Thank you for making it look like the homework I did seemed correct, Mr. West. Much appreciated.
Yep. And it's interesting to see, you know, one of those mainstays in the league continue to progress and adjust his serving targets and how he's worked with it. That was not the target, though, as that one was left short.
Well, he will live with those once in a while. That was the 7th ace of the season, by the way, for Nick West. He's had 3 in a match already twice this season. Here's the Monty Lenore igniting from the right side. He almost gets forgotten out there sometimes, and that's saying a lot. An all-star last year for the LA Blaze.
Yeah, as a middle blocker, now playing right side, his true position. At least that's what he trained for at Cal State Northridge while he was playing collegiately.
And that one missed well wide by Cesar Medina. Medina has been the man of the match in both of the Inland Empire Matador wins on April 9th against Las Vegas and on May 5th in a win over Chicago. Medina gets back in the kill column there. The entire Chicago season is going to look very differently now. The team that we talked about 6 hours ago is a likely playoff team. Well, still have the advantage over the LA Blaze in the win-loss column. But they lost a major weapon today with the injury to Andrew Kohut for the season. So if they get to the postseason, it likely is going to be short-lived, as they fell today to the Puerto Rico Pythons, who picked up their first win of the year, first win as a franchise in the NVA. And that leaves the LA Blaze as the lone team without a W this year.
Yeah, and that's where Pythons Chicago now going to be fighting for that that 4th spot in the national conference.
That's blocked back. Shane Beamer sends it down. Three-point lead for the Stunners, who I think it's likely that if anybody's going to sleep the Matadors, it's going to be this team with the weapons that the Stunners have. They have mismatches at every position. And an ace here from Tanner Woods.
That is 2 uncontested aces ripping apart the seams. First the 1-6 seam for Nick West, now the 5-6 seam for Woods.
Medina blocked back, but Fox able to run it down. They're going to leave it again for Medina, misses long. Oh, they are saying there is a touch. And the Stunners don't necessarily agree.
No, that was well over the top of the block. Yeah, and this should be one of those kind of gimme challenges. He was aiming at high hands on Ignacio Roberts, someone that is well below what most blocking moves are at. So I expect to be to be a pretty quick call. And again, you don't challenge this if you did in fact touch it. So I think this is going to get resolved pretty quick, but we will definitely have to see. On your screen there, you can see the ball shuffle one side of the court to the other to make sure that all the ball carts well loaded up here.
So we're waiting for the replay to come up. Of course, Matt Prosser on the broadcast. There you see him. He knows well not to challenge something if it's don't have a chance to win it. We've seen so many challenges absolutely just wasted this weekend. Of course, some coaches do strategically use them as a timeout. So if that's obviously your game plan, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, this one just feels like it's a gimme. At 10-5, you have a massive lead. You don't need to use it. You're very early on. So if this goes against them, it's actually going to be kind of a blunder in that sense. But so you have to hope that the challenge comes through for them.
All depends what the cameras pick up. We're looking at it right here. Cesar Medina.
Couple things you're looking at here, and again, there's a different camera angle that's being looked at that goes over the top. That didn't touch hands
I don't
there.
see any touch at all.
But a couple of things that you're looking at, again, we do have other camera angles being looked at. This is just something for the fans at home to review. You're looking for fingers to be bending back. You're looking for trajectory of ball to change. You're looking for ball rotation to change. Those are a couple of indicators that you can use to kind of help pinpoint when something happened. And I didn't see any of those there personally. So again, looking on a little bit of a smaller screen over here, but I don't see anything here, Ira.
I agree with you. I don't see any trajectory change at all on the ball. I think the Stunners win this. Here's Dennis Francisini. He's our down ref. Elvin Otley's in the R1 chair for this one. Dennis has got to be tired. He was the R1 in that long New Jersey-Texas matchup.
Ball's out, no touch call.
No
Confirms
touch.
exactly what we saw. And Stunners 1 for 1 on the day on their challenge call.
Matt Prosser with the successful challenge. So the lead is 10-5 for the OC Stunners. From the back row, that one's landing the upper echelon of this historic gymnasium. Big time side out for the Matadors.
Rojas right there proving exactly why he's getting the look for that start today over Antonio Anguizzola.
Rojas yesterday in the loss to the Matadors was probably one of their unsung heroes. Came off the bench, played the final 3 sets, had 10 kills and a couple blocks. Also landed an ace, so he was productive. Here's Christian Ventura, missing long.
Almost caught Damani Lenore with a little toe tap over there, but just narrowly dodges that serve.
So 5-point lead for Shane Beamer. UC San Diego. He's now 27 years old. And that's going to fall in for the kill for the Inland Empire Matadors, who are not playing in their home facility this season after being there the last couple years.
Yep.
And we used to play in San Bernardino during the 2021 and 2022 seasons. The Pierce Sports Center
how hot you were. Once again, Damani Lenore narrowly escaping. It seems like he is the target back there. He's not even passing, but I think the Matadors, you know, they're a serving target. They're looking for number 11.
Say Shane Beamer's 27. He's actually 28. 1995. Still playing at the peak of his career. That is wide. Badly missed by Isaac Leva out of Hope International University.
Nice little one-handed set there by Ventura, but, you know, Leva just not quite ready.
Dug up by Shigakawa. Here's Corey Chavers. They got enough on it to keep it alive, but couldn't keep it over. And that's going to go down for a Corey Chavers kill. And the lead 7.
What a dig by Shigekawa, sitting in there, put his helmet on. He dug that at the 10-foot line tee. I mean, that's as aggressive as a swing as you'll see from a middle. Patrice absolutely had that one stolen away by Shigekawa.
On the back row, Medina. Shigekawa again laying out. Reach out and stuff someone. Isaac Leva and Martin Patrice.
Wow, that was a very well-formed block and only reinforcing exactly why we're seeing the Matadors running Martin Patrice there instead of Ricky Olea, looking for that little bit of extra size, that little bit of extra physicality.
Deficit still 6, however. Here's Damani Lenore missing wide.
Both these teams making some erratic swings, not quite dialed in.
Yeah, he was going for the high hands there. I could look on a replay for Lenore and just miss his target well. And that is missed wide. So Miss Cert gives right back to the OC Stunners, leading by 6. Who've instantly become a much more dangerous club now that Corey Chavers is on the floor with Nick West and Damani Lenore and Shane Beamer. So many all-stars on this roster. And they're not even considered right now a title contender, as wild as that is.
Yeah, and that's going to be a back row violation from the setter there. That one broke the plane of the net. And
they'll send us to a tactical timeout here in game number 1. 6-point lead and growing for the Stunners. Back court side's now 16-9. I said the lead would grow. Well, they put the final point on the scoreboard during the break. So 16-9 rather than 15-9. Going to come over on one, and Nick West with the throwdown. Didn't go down. Tanner Woods' the throwdown wouldn't go down. So maybe it'll be 3 tries here. And it is. Nick West finally capitalizes.
a little bit of a low set there to Nick West on the backside, but finds the contact, you know, makes the Matadors find or try to play a little bit of defense there and unable to do so. Kind of uncharacteristic for a team that we've associated all season with just being so scrappy.
Oh, down the line, but wide. Orlando Rojas took that one for a ride. And timeout, Inland Empire Matadors. Nothing going their way in this first set. 18-9 is the score. Stunners Not a surprise. More to come. (18-9), All-Star Corey Chavers, back from playing overseas, the UC Santa Barbara product. Substitutions coming here for the Matadors. Antonio Aguzola, who had the best match of his career in the loss to Utah, checks in. Also in will be number 9, James Valenu, out of Fullerton College. He's going to serve their second setter.
This is that 6-2 rotation traditionally we've associated so much with the Texas Tyrants here in the NVA, but the Matadors have been using it pretty regularly now.
Hey, you see something working for another team, nothing wrong with stealing intellectual property. That one, too long.
James actually spent quite a bit of time training with the OC Stunners last year, and I can't remember if he actually played Event 1 with them prior to some of their setters coming back. And I believe that was the case, but it would have been back Event 1 2022 very early on. You got that one in the archives?
I have every box score saved from the time that you guys brought me aboard, so we'll see what I have in the archives here.
Librarian Master Thor on duty.
I come to the arena prepared, my friend, as that one is left short. I will say that I was actually a little surprised that they did not have Antonio Aguzola in the starting lineup after the effort he had yesterday. 15 kills, the best match of his career. Even outpaced Medina.
Yeah, there might have just been a different matchup or look they were looking for, but I'm kind of surprised by that as well. And now we're going to see that double sub come through on the side of the Stunners. We're going to see Logan Zodovich replacing Damani Lenore to go back row, and then Spencer Olivier now making his NVA debut, the Long Beach product. Now entering the big leagues since his NCAA time has come to an end. Number 1. Still wearing that black and, that black color. A little bit of teal now, something slightly different, but we'll be playing some right sides, something that's not traditional for him.
Olivier. This is a big, big moment for the future of the OC Stunners. 6'8", 24 years old, out of Tustin, California. Just graduated LBS, Long Beach State. If only their head coach had an in with the program to get this great talent.
Yep. I'll be honest, as a West Coaster, I've never heard LBS. That one would have me on a trip. Most of us out here would call it CSULB, Cal State Long Beach.
That's just too many letters, buddy.
throw half the alphabet at them.
Got a palindrome on the scoreboard. 21-12 is your score. And leave it for Medina here. Shigakawa, big time dig. And Corey Chavers unloads.
Shigakawa with the third major dig in transition right there.
Spencer Olivier, a second-team Division I All-American this past year. Started the year with 36 kills and hit .550 over the first 4 matches of his senior season and just kept going on from there. 2023 season included him averaging 3.3 points per set, hitting .356 as an outside and as a redshirt senior for Long Beach State. Stunners lead by 10 here. Last time out opportunity for the Matadors, but I mean at this point, Nick, if you're Inland Empire, you just got to try to get something going here late in this first set that you can carry over to the start of game 2.
Yeah, it really feels like they're kind of stunned by, pun somewhat intended. I don't know. They're really trying to figure out what their goal is in the offensive swing, but man, the serve-receive game right now, the pressure Corey Chavers was putting on during the middle part of that session, just clinical, way too much for the serve-receive.
Aguazola swinging away, and he nips the corner. That's what he brings you. His ability to hit it over the block and find those lines, and he will serve his team facing a mighty deficit. And he just misses.
Again, we talked about this is one of those matches Matadors cannot be afford to racking up these kinds of errors. They've got to start putting balls on the court and making the stunners serve receive work at it. Something that we've actually seen Corey Chavers kind of struggle with in the past is just passing a lot of balls and then transitioning to hit. So just start hitting float serves into him, start wearing him down, play the long game.
He'll leave it again for Aguazola. Reach out and stuff someone. An all-star combo there as Nick West and Corey Chavers with the rejection. Set point for OC. They leave it for Rojas and will play at least one more point. So set point number 2 here for Cesar Medina. Better pass for OC. Trying to finish it off. First chance for Olivier to swing away. And then OC missed that one. Nick West will at least get a laugh out of it.
Corey Chavers a little off balance there, kind of launched that one. That was something special for sure, a little treat for everyone at home.
Set point number 3. Corey Chavers, much more accurate this time. Medina, no touch there. And that's going to end this first set. A decisive 10-point victory for the OC Stunners, 25-15. Game 2 coming up next. Well, first set that decisively belonged to the OC Stunners. They look like they're going to be a very difficult team to beat today.
Yeah.
For the Inland Empire Matadors, well, we'll have to see what kind of adjustments that they do make. Haley Henderson is going to try to track down the head coach for the Inland Empire Matadors in a moment. But in the meantime, let's look at the stats from the first set. Matadors hit at just a 33% rate. That's a lot that they're going to have to overcome. They're going to send it over to head coach Farad Zarif, standing by with Haley Henderson.
All right. What changes are we going to see in this next game to fight back and make a difference?
For sure, we need better serve. I'm sure we lost our focus for first set because my players thought they are a really good team. For sure, they are a really good team. We need better focus and better serve and pass.
And did you learn anything from yesterday, from your previous match, that you're going to implement today?
I think serve and pass again. Yes.
Thank you very much. Back to you guys.
Serve and pass, the name of the game. I said it coming in here. It's, you know, you're going to have guys like Woods, Chavers. They are just hammering the ball. You've got to be able to pop that up. And what that also means in reality is an expected pass there is if you're able to put it high, middle of the court, 8 to 12 feet, and then let your setter just run the offense from there, that's the ideal situation. But that's going to mean your hitters on the pins need to be able to take some out-of-system swings, and they're going to be doing it against double and triple blocks from the Stunners. So big-time swings are going to be required, and you have to be willing to challenge the block and cover up your guys.
Serve and pass seems so simple.
Two simple words, two very complex concepts.
That's the name of the game.
Quick note for adjustments on personnel on the side of the Matadors. They're going with Antonio Anguizola replacing Cesar Medina there, so he'll be joining Rojas on the court. And on the side of the OC Stunners, Spencer Olivier replacing Tanner Woods, now on the outside, reprising his traditional spot.
Wild to me that they are pulling Cesar Medina, who's been their best player all year, but he's ice cold right now. 3 kills, 4 errors in 10 swings. As good as Medina is, at 6 foot, just hasn't been able to hit around this block, and quite frankly, he's a generous 6 foot.
Yeah, and this is one of those things that sometimes you hear that old adage, you can't teach height. Anguizola pushing that 6'6", 6'7", sometimes you have to get some more of that physicality on the court.
They go to Damani. It's pushed back but saved here. Lopez, reach out and stuff someone. Nick West and Damani Lenore. Another all-star tandem.
That's I was trying to reconcile this in my head. The other thing, we're seeing Luis Lopez now playing some opposite, which means that they're going to be using Martin Patrice and Ricky Olea. So that's where Isaac Leva has also taken a seat for this one.
Corey Chavers serving away again. Better pass by Veliz, and then Rojas just misses down the line, and the Stunners getting the points they need early.
Right now, if you're the OC Stunners, you're watching Rojas target line and line and line. Frankly, you want to just keep blocking angle. Make sure that I would even give him more line until he starts to hit it. Make him feel enticed to go do so, but zero reason to stop it as of right now. And there ain't no stopping that one. Corey Chavers gets behind that serve. Ace to the back line, attacking that 1-6 seam.
So 3 in a row here for the OC Stunners. Better pass here. Doesn't matter. Blocked back, but dug off the net by Lopez, and then Rojas finds a way through the block.
We were just taking a look over there. You were taking a quick scan on some of the Olivier's stats there. If I'm not mistaken, when I take a quick look over at the graduating seniors, I think all 4 graduating seniors from Long Beach College have actually have come into the NVA here. I think we got the entire recruiting class joining the league out of college.
Well, you want to take this league to the next level, get the top talent coming from the best programs in the country. Long Beach State, a top 4 program all year, along with Hawaii, UCLA, and Penn State. And there's a lot of guys on all 4 of those rosters who will make great pros here and overseas eventually. As I'm looking on the Beach website, admiring the work that Olivier did during his time. We haven't even said his name very much yet, but hold your horses. We will. Corey Chavers with the roll there. And that is put away. Luis Lopez
I really like seeing Lopez's game. He was a newcomer to the event, for this last match. But now we're seeing him not just being able to contribute in the middle, but contributing some off-blocker defense, swinging to some of those out-of-system balls, really showcasing that he is a complete package, not just someone that can play in the middle.
This time Olivier swinging away and nails his first professional kill. Second career swing, first kill for Spencer Olivier. Here is Nick West, looking for his 8th ace of the season already. West lays out, showing a little defense. Olivier with the deep poke, and he finds a useful spot for another kill.
Good high line roll there. I love the defensive effort. I talked a little bit ago about complete package of player when I was addressing Lopez. Nick West showcasing he's not to be outdone in that left back defensive spot. No libero on the court means it's an opportunity for West to showcase his talents. Wonderful dig to give their team a chance for that point. Once
West
again
leaves it short. Off the tape, Olivier didn't get a clean touch, but Beamer does. Blocked back, second chance. They leave it for Monty Lenore, and he gets shut down. Rojas and Olea with the double block for the Matadors. Here's Luis Lopez to serve. Shigakawa there with a pass. Olivier, and that will make Long Beach head coach Alan Knight very happy to see his former star already excelling at this level. 3 kills in 4 swings to start his career. I'd say that's a pretty fine debut so far.
not too shabby at all. Rojas, though, is struggling today to find the court. That's his 3rd hitting error at least.
Yeah, misses badly there, and Dylan Shigakawa doing a good job of making a matrix move to avoid getting hit. Lopez, that's just too much heat for even Damani Lenore. I like Lopez as an option on the right side. He did a really solid job yesterday against Utah, even in the feet, coming off the bench to provide at least some size in the middle, something that they've been slacking. He's a pretty good option on the right side, too.
Yeah, he's been a much-needed addition to this team.
Shane Beamer, beam me up, Shaney. Right through the court.
Wow. Love to see a little bit of that spread there, going with a 3-ball. Just continuing to spread the blockers out. Ricky Olea really having to move side to side. Nacho Roberts doing a masterful job here with this this Stunners offense.
And this one will not stay on the court. An ace for Spencer Olivier, his first professional ace.
Are you going to remember his firsts for everything?
I mean, not like his parents will. I remember your first 14-kill match. Will you remember his second?
Good chance. Go for 3? Well, you'll get a sub right now. Cesar Medina coming in to replace Rojas. Well, you talked about our uncertainty and leaving Medina on the bench, and that did not take long for him to get back on the court.
So how long till we see somebody else from Long Beach State out there? I'm not talking about Matt Prosser. I'm talking about Calvin Sanborn.
Yeah, Sanborn not here yet this weekend. I think he'll be in attendance with the team during event 4 and 5.
We also have Grant Maroki.
Yep, Maroki unable again to travel this weekend, but like I said, I believe that is, if I'm not mistaken, 3 of the 4 graduating seniors from the Long Beach program. The 4th would be Shane Holdaway, who is playing with the Utah Stingers.
Here's Damani Lenore. Lenore didn't go to Long Beach State. Damani Lenore is a graduate of Cal State Northridge.
Yep.
They're pretty good too.
They've had they're in the middle of a rebuild. We'll say that they've been on the upswing rebuilding.
I called one of their matches. They came to the East Coast actually back in February. Actually almost got knocked off. Had to come back with a reverse sweep to beat NJIT.
I remember that, yeah.
As that one sails long, missed by Lopez.
If I'm not mistaken, the two products from Cal State Northridge in the league are Damani Lenore and then my libero Joseph Pacone. I don't remember if we have anyone else from their program.
That I will have to do a little research on. If anybody can figure it out, it's me. What you pay me the medium bucks for. Here's Damani Lenore. This is going to come over and a roll shot. Doesn't find a way by Nacho. And then down the line. Just too much line given up there. And Antonio Anguizzola ignites.
That's the line Rojas has been hunting all day. Anguizzola wastes no time getting that one lit up well, finding zone 1.
Damani Lenore able to tool the block as the OC Stunners back on the scoreboard, 13-10. Here's Lopez swinging away, and his one rotation hitting out of the outside, able to knock it down.
Can't say it enough. Continue to be surprised and impressed by his efforts. Surprised only by just our lack of familiarity with what he can do, but showcasing that he really is a very versatile player.
They leave it again for Corey Chavers this time. A collision on the court. Medina down the line, and that will fall in for a kill as he's back into the kill column.
Nice dig there by Nacho. That's something that he's always been quite exceptional at, is just his in-system defense. Really, really solid. Picks up a lot of balls. Giving that one some second life there, but Chavers unable to track it down.
It's pretty good memory by you there, Mr. England. England Insights were right on the money. 2 Cal State Northridge players in the league right now.
Occasionally, I like to think that I talk about this league far too much, and appreciate my wife's support and ability to just hear me ramble about volleyball and try to get it out these 6 weekends throughout the year.
And nailing the line, that is an ace for Anguizzola as he gets a head rub from his teammates. 13-13, surprised they can reach that high with the lack of size on this Matador side. Yeah, it seems the 2 things you know the most about are volleyball and Ollie, your dog.
Oh, man. I know one of those things far better than I know the other.
Lopez with a bomb.
And I know that was a dang good swing. Lopez continuing to be a powerhouse for this team. Little one-man show going on right now, it feels like, for number 17.
Damani Lenore igniting. And it's 14-14. Big boy volleyball here in Long Beach. A tattoo on the chest of Anguizzola there. Fortunate to keep this play alive, and it ends with a point for the Matadors. Luis Lopez takes the Stunners to Rejection City.
Right now it feels like a synonymous statement. If you're saying Matadors point, then you're about to say the name of number 17, Luis Lopez, time and time again. Left side, right side, in the middle. He has a solution to the Stunner problem.
And it looked like it was going to end as an ace after he caught the chest of Angazola, but they hung in there. This is a scrappy, scrappy team. Reach out and stuff someone. What a shutdown there by Ricky Olea with Cesar Medina joining in on the block party, taking us to a technical timeout here in game 2. So a 2-point lead for the Matadors, trying to tie this match at a set apiece. Corey Chavers can't connect. And you have this level of talent on the court on the side of the OC Stunners for the Matadors to now be the team with the momentum is saying something about just the perseverance of this squad.
It does, but one of the things that I really like to see right now that's in play on the side of the Matadors is they've started mitigating their errors. They're forcing the Stunners to play out every point. And when you really force guys to do that, there's going to be misconnections, there's going to be errors, and this is something we've seen the opponents of the Matadors struggle with, is that when they're trying to earn the points against the Matadors, it's quite exceptionally aggravating, to be frank, because you think that you're going to be able to overpower this team, and they just scrap their way back in. And right now, I think Stunners are starting to feel the effects a little bit of that here now.
And they call timeout to talk it over. 18-14, Matadors on a roll. Olay more coming here in game number 2.
Back underway at the 4-point lead. Martin Patrice sends that one to Shigikawa into West, and that's going to tag the back line on a point and a much-needed side out for the OC Stunners.
So the Stunners get the side out. Nick West behind the line where he's capable of doing some damage. Nick, what do you think Matt and the Stunners were talking about during this timeout?
I mean, I think that's one where it's just, hey, let's settle down a little bit. And the reality is, again, they're making the errors here. If they just start playing their game, play for the longer point, and just find those connections, because a lot of these things right now are hitting errors on missed connections, I think they're going to dial it right back in.
They leave it for Lopez. Monty Lenore with the dig. Lenore with the deep line spot. Well placed for the kill.
Just tap, tap, tap it in. He saw Fox. This is something we've seen a couple of arrows bite on this weekend, and it makes complete sense. When you see that arm drop, they typically, you'll see the libero crash to the net for a short tip, and some of the hitters have been messing around with that this weekend, throwing it into the deep zone, kind of getting them all crossed up.
Lees calls everyone off. Medina with the attack. Gonna leave it for Olivier. It's gonna come back, but not between the lines, and Olivier continues to put up impressive numbers in his debut.
Still down by 1 are the OC Stunners, looking for Nick West to continue with some of the service pressure. He's had a phenomenal bit so far this match.
So it's a 1-point game as the Stunners have whittled this down. They're gonna leave it for Anguizzola. The former Stunner gets the side out.
Wow, that was an impressive set by Ventura. Pulled over all the way into zone 2 there. Everything was gonna come quick, whether it was his middle option with Olea or on the backside there to Lopez. Nice decision, pulled the bunch block from the Stunners over, opening up that big route up the middle. Great connection, well run by Anguizzola. And now we see that double sub come through, which is gonna mean Lopez is replaced back row.
It'll be James Valenou coming in. I did do some research during the break, and he did not get into actual match action with the Stunners.
Okay, so it was just training. I just remember him training with them for the summer.
No pickup on the pancake, and the Stunners with the side out to remain alive here in game number 2 here. They won the first set. They will do the swap, bring in Logan Zodovic at center, and Tanner Woods, and it'll be Zodovic to serve.
Yeah, it's kind of funny seeing both these teams just saying, we don't have outsides, we don't have right sides, we just have pins. And they don't really care which side they're putting them in on. They're just going to get them on the court, utilize their full depth in bench size.
And that's put away by Ricky Olea. Chance here for the Stunners to run their offense. That's going to reach the seats despite the valiant efforts. And one more time, it is OC within 1 after being down 18-14. Here is Spencer Olivier.
Cranked off 2 serves during his last run. The priority here is to get him off the service line as fast as possible if you're the Matadors.
And that's a quick response from Olea.
I got to say, that's what's really impressive. When you start to see setters that can come off the bench cold like that, find the one-handed connection to the middle, and just not miss a beat. That's exactly why the Matadors are able to use Valenou off the bench and just find that connection quickly.
Olea, your server. And one more time. This time it's Beamer with the response. These teams trading blows.
Perfect pass by Olivier, giving the middle an opportunity there. Haven't said Shane Beamer's name a ton tonight, but he's had some pretty solid contributions offensively all the same.
And when we say his name, it's usually a terminal play.
Yeah, it's a very explosive exclamation point there, putting some holes in floorboards.
That's going to be a foot fault for Beamer.
Untimely. We are getting into the dog days here of set number 2, 22-20. Based on track records, Matador is definitely not a team that you want to see start to pick up a little bit of energy. Luis Lopez coming in back onto the court, replacing Valenou. And then, of course, Ventura replacing Isaac Leva. That set now undone, and that set means that it's a 1-in, 1-out rule. So both of those, James Valenou and Isaac Leva, are unable to return to this set at any point later. So that was a final substitution there for them.
So Ventura to serve. And goes the wrong way there. Nick West, fortunate, didn't get the best contact on it, but enough to put it down as Eric Valise overcommitted, and the side out means Tanner Woods will serve here as the OC Stunners one more time look to draw even. push it outside to Lopez. Reach out and stuff someone. Nick West and Logan Zodovich. We're all square at 22. Timeout on the court. Inland Empire Matadors got to regroup and regroup fast. It's a race to 3 when we return. So Tanner Woods out of Vanguard University, 25 years old, the server here for the Stunners in a 22-second set. And Lopez with the quick answer. Luis Lopez, Mexican nationality on a squad that has players from all over North and Central and South America.
Yeah, set him every ball while you're at it. While we're talking about the accolades of where he's been at, let's just get him every single ball right now, because he is an offensive workhorse, and that is the entire goal right now if you're Ventura.
Nick England is firmly on the Luis Lopez fan bus.
Absolutely. I've been very impressed, and for a team that I already thought was showcasing a variety of skills.
And Lazol just couldn't connect there, so we remain all square at 23. Corey Chavers, good server.
That's a good miss by Anguizzola. I mean, he used the full bit of floor there going cross court, barely missed that sideline. Chavers didn't even move. If that ball was in, a couple inches to the left, that's just a clean ace walk-off right there, putting you in 24-22.
Over on 1, Nick West elects to play it. Here's Olivier, cross-court magic. And you could sense the frustration from Luis Lopez, telling his team to come on.
And that's going to be set point number 1 here for the OC Stunners.
Impressive indeed, down 18-14. The Stunners will have a chance to take game 2 when we return from this timeout. So set point here for Corey Chavers. Welcome back, young man. First action of the season for the Stunners. Over on 1, and that is that. Welcome to the big show, Spencer Olivier. Great second set for him, and the Stunners rally from a 4-point deficit to take a 2-0 lead in the match. Matt Prosser, head coach, is all smiles. Pretty good free agent acquisitions for him.
Yep.
And the Stunners are certainly stacked for the second half of the season. 2-0, OC on top. They'll see if they can finish it in 3 when we come back to Long Beach. first and hopefully the last.
You hear me? Okay, cool.
Well, as we get ready to start set 3, Matt Prosser, the head coach of the OC Stunners and our broadcast colleague, he's all smiles and he stands by with Haley Henderson.
We have our very own Matt Prosser here. You have a few new additions to your team this event and for the rest of the season. We have Corey Chavers and a handful of recent Long Beach State graduates. What do you think they bring to the team energy-wise, other than their obviously really impressive skill?
So Corey's been with this team for a couple of years now, and he just finished up that season in Greece where he had a good run, and we're happy to have him back. He's a very veteran player for the Stunners, and so him playing 0-1 really offers a lot of opportunity for him to hit left side and right side, but clearly then being aggressive from the inline. Spencer Olivier, an All-American out of Long Beach State, just really stoked to have him as part of the team now. And a couple more guys that are out of town this weekend, but yeah, some new youth coming into the team, which is exciting.
What was the key ingredient to making a comeback in that last set?
Just good disciplined volleyball. I mean, our block was a little all over the place, some pressure from their serves, which just kind of took us out of rhythm a little bit, and we just settled in and kind of decided to fight back a little bit.
Sounds good. We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Matt. Back to you guys.
Well, a third set comeback sparked by youth. Spencer Olivier. Cannot be overstated how valuable he's been in that second set. 7 kills in 9 swings in that set. He had 1 poke in the first set that he came in late. That does count as an attack, so officially 70% overall. Added 2 aces as well. He's passing at a 67% rate. You had a chance to chat with him off the camera and off mic in between the second and third set, and what was that conversation like, Nick?
Yeah, just a little water cooler talk. I was just, checking in. We haven't actually really formally met before, so I was just kind of, before I even really asked what his gut reaction was, how things were going, he's like, yeah, man, this is a ton of fun. Love being out here. And he was saying, it's very different already to the college game. And before I could even ask him in what way, he just said, but this is fun, this is better, this is faster. And he loves stepping into that next level already. So, he's got a couple guys to walk him in very comfortably alongside him. Tanner Woods, who's going to be starting on the right side now, who also just won playing for Vanguard. They won that NAIA championship. You see guys like we've said enough, Corey Chavers. There's just so many veterans out here that really makes that seamless transition, because he's getting highlighted right now, but there's plenty of guys that are out there to make sure that everything goes just right.
He has absolutely no pressure at all. Yep. Where at Long Beach State, he was one of the guys. He was one of the men. Well, he's surrounded by a lot of men right now who can serve as mentors and allow him just to play volleyball. And, well, if he's able to do that and keep the other stuff out of this, he looks to already be one of the top newcomers already just in 1 set. And Nick West continuing to be one of the top veterans as he puts down yet another kill, 7 in 11 swings.
Yeah, he really jumps into some of that class and that echelon of players we've been impressed by. You talk about Josh Blair for Chicago. You add Spencer to that list. There's a couple other guys that have really just impressed in their debut as some of the younger talent in the league.
As that is put away for the Matadors, the tied at 1-1. Jared Ray, of course, through New Jersey.
That was one of the other names I was looking for in my head and couldn't quite find.
And, of course, some other guys for Long Beach State who are going to be making debuts. Shane Holloway's already looked really good. At least had a better day in his debut than he did today for Utah, but they got the W regardless. And there's some more talent making their way this way out of the collegiate ranks, so we're going to have an influx of youth combined with some veteran leadership. Of course, we have now some international players who have found their way home to the NVA, like Matt West, who looked just freaking amazing in the victory for Las Vegas. I don't see how the Ramblers lose the rest of the way, quite frankly.
Yeah, they've certainly put together a team that is impressive in any league. To be frank, that is quite a group of gentlemen over there.
Yeah, that group together could compete pretty much anywhere. And I don't think that's me overstating that they can compete almost anywhere, that group together.
Yeah, there are very few leagues in the world that's not a team that you're upset to put on the floor. I mean, if they were training normal five days a week, 8 times a week, that kind of thing, that team would be a ton of fun to really see and stress test exactly how far they could go.
Is that a team that you could use your word stress test, that you could put out there in Poland, in Italy, and at least be able to hold their own?
I don't think quite yet, but it's hard to tell when you go train, like I said, 8 times a week, that kind of stuff. It's hard to know how much growth those players would experience, but I don't think you're far off in that conversation. Maybe a couple leagues below that, but to your point, it's certainly an impressive group of gentlemen.
Somebody had asked actually in the chat, is that is stuffed down by Tanner Woods, and look who's out there to join him. Kevin Gear now in the middle, gets immediately involved in the block party. Somebody had asked in the chat in the last match that if you had put one of the NVA All-Stars in the Italian A Premier League, the A Serie League, how they would fare.
Yeah, it's always hard to tell because when you look at the top of those leagues versus the bottom, there is always some discrepancy. But again, the biggest thing here that I would say about the NVA is our ceiling is so high. But again, most of these guys are training 2 to 3 times a week at most. They're not on full diet workout plans. They're not just on that full professional scale. And so I think that it's really an unfair analogy at this point. There are guys that are on those kinds of contracts. Matt West, fresh off a season in Poland. Cowell coming back from a top team in Germany, things like that. We know who Felix Chapman has been recruited by in the previously. So there's plenty of names that have been playing in those leagues that are now flying in. We see on the right side for them as well with Penn State. I'm totally drawing a blank. Penrose, Jalen Penrose, fresh off of Japan. There's some names that really just are impressive guys.
How about this guy? First solo stuff. Speaking of first, Spencer Olivier takes the Matadors to Rejection City.
Just to wrap your question, though, I think that you've got a bunch of guys that you could validate trying to compete at that level. But again, everyone over there is perfection all the time. 6'10", outsides, things like that we don't quite see here. So it's still a step above, but that doesn't mean this isn't something to be very proud of and moving in the right direction.
Medina bouncing back there. And he's able to draw the kill off of the block, and that's what the Matadors are going to have to find a way to do right now, which is use this blocking game of the Stunners against them somehow. Nacho turning and getting that to go down, so Ignacio Roberts welcome back.
Sometimes the setters, shorter in stature, they get that second push on the joust, and they just win them so well. So much of the time on a joust when it's that 50-50 ball, if you're able to go second, you're able to win that and shove it through the block.
Olivier can't collect that one. I'm sorry, that was Corey Chavers now. Couldn't collect that one, and the point will go over to the Matadors. They trail by 2. That'll be Christian Ventura, rookie out of Mexico, serving. Here's Corey Chavers dropping bombs.
The Corey Chavers of old, just showcasing exactly why he's landing large contracts all over the world. I believe just coming back from Greece, if I'm not mistaken. His career has blurred a bit together for me. Just got confirmation from our brain on the sideline. Haley confirmation, Greece indeed.
Fox runs that down. Stutter step by Angazola. Second chance here. They're going to leave it on the right side, and it is Cesar Medina beginning to figure things out. The question is, can they put enough together here to maybe pull off a reverse sweep, which is a tall, tall task right now against this OC Stunner squad because they got a deep bench to our left.
Yeah, and we finally see the Matadors returning to the roster that was giving them a lot of success yesterday, and that's Anguzola back on the right, Rojas and Medina on the outside, and then Luis Lopez back in the middle, joined by Ricky Olea. This was the squad yesterday that was really showing some prowess, but again, you've got to minimize errors. Serves need to miss long. If you're going to miss them, got to get them out of the net.
Quick action in the middle, and Olea able to get the kill from the middle. 9-7 is the deficit. By the way, we have a change at libero here as Tanner Woods corks that one. Now on the court for the OC Stunners is Wee Ding, who played in that role last event when Dylan Chikakawa was not with us. Obviously, we did not broadcast the first weekend of the year when Chikakawa was in the lineup, but they didn't lose really anything with Ding. He's done a pretty good job.
Oh, yeah, he's phenomenal. He and Chikakawa are both competing for that starting spot.
And both very capable of helping out defensively. Don't gotta play any defense, though, when Corey Chavers unleashes aces.
One of those things that we haven't really talked about, I heard a certain rumor circulating. Don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard the rumor that the libero that we had for the Matadors, who's been so phenomenal, Inger Mises Feliz, playing with the Dominican Republic national team. Sometimes you're on a list, but you may not be activated at a certain time. Based on his performances here in the league, they actually gave him a call back, and he's now back in the gym training with them as a result of his efforts on the Matadors. So pretty cool little look for the league, but that's why he's not here. Great for him, good look for the league, unfortunate for the Matadors.
Yeah, when people are watching this league all over the world, yeah, it's still small, still in our infancy, but you got to build from somewhere.
Yep.
And the eyes are certainly on the product, which gets better every event we have here. And we'll be back for the fourth event of the 2023 campaign. We have 5 regular season events before the playoffs at the end of July, June 23rd, 24th, 25th. That will actually not be right here in Long Beach. It will be in Downey, California.
Yeah, I believe that's where it's going to be.
And then, unless you find another spot for us, use your hookups there, Nick.
Could happen, but it won't be here. There is some date backup. But
we will be back here July 7th, 8th, and 9th. That'll be the 5th and final regular season event when teams go back to divisional play. So what that'll mean for these squads is for the Inland Empire Matadors, they'll take on Southern Exposure and the Las Vegas Ramblers. And for the Stunners, they take on the Puerto Rico Pythons, who got their first win earlier today. And then, of course, the New Jersey Freedom, who we expect to be at full strength that day. Laying out for that one is Feliz. Here's Medina to swing away. And Kevin Gear with a rip. And Medina, you got to applaud the pursuit there, but not able to bring it back on the right side of the antenna. By the way, if you do want to circle some dates on your calendar, the NVA quarterfinals will be on July 28th. The semifinals on July 29th, and then the third place and championship match right here on Sunday, July 30th, to crown this year's champion. Kevin Gear's squad might be in the conversation for another final bid, and well, Kevin Gear just got himself a solo block. Stunners have been in 3 straight finals. They got their roster better. The San Diego Wild, their roster continues to improve. The Utah Stingers kept adding pieces. Now, the difference as that one finds its way for a kill for Medina, rosters are locked. This is it. If you're not on the roster as of this weekend,
I was going to say that's actually, we've been talking a lot about kind of the league and where it all stands. It is worth noting because we don't talk about it too much. The rules for players, because it's important to us that it's not just random players being brought in. We like to see these rosters continue to build a foundation and have players training together. You must play 2 regular season events to be eligible to participate in the championship weekend. So that means that beyond this event, you would have to attend 4 and 5 if you were not here already. Also, the roster lock is effective as of midnight on Monday night. So tomorrow at midnight, or I guess 11:59 technically, then the rosters will all lock and players will be locked in for those teams. So they might just be names on pieces of paper as far as the fans are at home are concerned, but the paperwork is all handled by the teams. And that will mean that any newcomer will need to attend events 4 and 5 have they not already attended in order to be eligible for event number 6.
Well, Spencer Olivier unleashes his 30s, technical timeout on the court. Big lead for OC Stunners. Welcome back here, the OC Stunners with a 6-point lead. We haven't seen many injuries on the court, knock on wood, thank God, in the 3 years that we've been together here calling these matches. That changed earlier today when the Chicago Untouchables that were on a roll, when one of their top players, in fact their kill leader, went down today as Andrew Kohut went down with what appeared to be a serious ankle injury. It's still serious, but fortunately we did get some good news about the severity of it. And Nick, can you give us a medical update?
Yeah, so I was able to touch base with the NVA staff that was with him at the hospital to ensure that everything was going to be okay. Got confirmation that nothing was broken, and in fact a dislocated ankle. I don't know what that will mean for ligament damage or if he'll be able to even return at any point. Dislocations are kind of one of those tricky ones that sometimes, you know, you reset it, but I don't know what that return time looks like for him. Either way, very happy to hear. Again, a big shout out to everyone involved here, our staff, you know, the first responders that were helping us out, our trainers. It was a very difficult situation, all the athletes involved. It was quite upsetting, to be frank. It was very difficult to see it transpire, but everyone handled it well. Thanks to our broadcast crew. It was some curveballs going on over here, but very happy to see how everyone handled it in a moment of stress. But first and foremost, just really, really happy to hear that Andrew doing all right, and he's in an okay spot now.
Absolutely, and we're unlikely we'll see him again this year, but wish him a speedy recovery. Former product of Belmont Abbey. In fact, he played for Derek Sullivan, who is the head coach of the Belmont Abbey squad, and of course he's one of the setters for the New Jersey Freedom in our last match. Kohut, a product of Naperville, Illinois, had a great career playing for Belmont Abbey. In fact, 971 kills in his collegiate career. So he's been a dynamic addition to the Chicago Untouchables, and just a shame that his rookie campaign ended the way it did.
Well, glad that we got an update, and now back into the action and back into the serving pressure of Spencer Olivier.
And Cesar Medina able to tool the block, and then the ball comes into the scorer's table. I think we had a dig on from our scorer here. Pretty impressive stuff. Kevin Gear dug off the net. Medina finds Coffin corner. It's 2 in a row. And this is a Matador squad. Nick, you don't want to let them hang around. Bad things can happen.
Ricky Olea doing a really good job blocking that ball up and then kind of covering himself without netting. That was certainly not a lot of square footage there between him and the net. So well done. And Medina, terminal swing.
And forcing the attack error is Cesar Medina with the block as Nacho Roberts is into the tape. That's 3 in a row now. And it'll be Isaac Leva serving. That was Rena Smith, by the way, who made the dig at the table. Pretty impressive stuff. Chavers, he finds the corner. And that ends the bleeding for the OC Stunners. There's Matt Prosser, not just a broadcast colleague. He's a coach of a team that's a perennial title contender. That one Kind of left in the middle of no man's land. Comes over as a free ball, though. Tanner Woods swinging away. And that will not stay on the court. OC Stunners push to lead the 5.
That one really turned into who can clean up the slop first. Overpasses, free balls, just a lack of care right there. Got to take care of that first time around.
Nick West there with the initial block back. Olivier there to clean up, as you would say, the slop. However, Nick West with a rare missed touch. For Nick West, his first attack error of the match. And I think you can probably go through most matches and not see him have more than 1 or 2 errors all night.
Yep.
He's just that consistent. Also one of the big personalities we have here in the NVA. Must be all the coffee he drinks.
It's always my favorite Nick West-ism. Not measured by cups, but by pots.
And after my own heart. It's the only reason I'm still alive.
Nick the Caffeine Fiend West.
Coffee is, well, what keeps me going. They call me the Energizer Bunny for a reason, but even I need to pick me up. I gotta get off the plane tomorrow. I'm gonna get maybe 3 hours sleep. I'm gonna go to the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, as Nick West drops down another kill and announce about 1,000 names at commencement.
That'll be a
hours.
great time. I did my best Ira Thor impression. I was actually out at the Harris Casino that we use periodically for NVA events last week. Got up, worked a full day out there, and traveled back. Did a 20 to 22-hour travel day. Arrived home at 2 a.m., and I was really enjoying my life.
As that is going to come upstairs. Another kill. This time it's Rojas. And the problem is for the Inland Empire Matadors, my sleepy friend. They're just not getting enough of these in bunches. And the OC Stunners are still comfortably in front. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to last forever, I'll tell you that, but I'll enjoy it while I can. Tanner Woods, just a quick slap at that one. And Luis Lopez again showing emotion out there on the court. Thought there was a double.
Once again, the value there, doubles very rare to be called here. Because again, we always say it, who wants to see the ref end a play when you could see it end by a big swing? It's kind of a no-brainer.
Timeout for the Matadors. Last gasp for them. Trying to avoid getting swept out of this weekend. So Nick West looking up at his light path to unleash another ace.
He is just throwing gasoline on the fire right now, absolutely unloading on these serves. I believe that's his, is that the third ace?
Well,
Second or
officially, it's his second. There was one that we thought could have gone down as an ace as well, but called a lift on it. So 2 aces today, that's 9 on the season. He's now had almost another. He's now had double figures in aces 3 times already this year. Not double figures, I mean multiple aces, not double figures. 10 aces in a match?
Better,
that's a lot of coffee for Nick West.
Yeah. You better start subbing some outsides if you're the other team.
Better not playing 6 against 0 if you're getting 10 aces. As that goes down, Spencer Olivier, I got to tell you, he's going to reach double figures in his career debut in basically 2 sets. That's our man of the match. There's no doubt about it if this lead holds up. 23-17 is the score. As the Matadors use their final timeout, we're going to use this break in action to give you a little preview about what's coming up tomorrow here on the NVA USA platform. And all matches this season are free. We hope you're able to join us. We got 4 matches for you on Memorial Day beginning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And that will be the New Jersey Freedom making a quick turnaround, taking on Southern Exposure. 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 Eastern will be followed by the Las Vegas Ramblers against the Philadelphia Founders at 12 noon Pacific. At 3 p.m. tomorrow, that's your other match of the weekend most likely, as the San Diego Wild, they have just 1 loss on the year. Texas Tyrants, they remain undefeated after the reverse sweep over New Jersey today. You won't want to miss that one at 3 Pacific. And we'll wrap up the weekend as the LA Blaze take on these OC Stunners at 6 p.m. That's blocked down, and the window closing on the Matadors as Olivier and Kevin Gear, Long Beach State, Penn State, they could be friends. And this is match point. Tanner Woods trying to put an exclamation mark on another win for the OC Stunners. And he does, unleashing the ace. And the Stunners take game number 3, 25-17. And they are victorious tonight in just under 90 minutes. 3 sets to none, 25-15, 25-23, and 25-17. The OC Stunners improved to 4-1 on the year, 11 points overall, and they have won 3 in a row. The Inland Empire Matadors, after letting a 5-set affair slip away against Utah yesterday, well, they suffered their second loss of the weekend, and they have lost 3 in a row after a 2-1 start to the year. They are 2-4 overall. Listen, for the OC Stunners, there's too many weapons, and whether it was new ones or trusty old ones, there's too much for even Inland Empire Matadors, our most improved team in the NVA, to deal with today.
Yeah, I mean, that's one. There's still pieces that Matadors can be proud of this weekend. That was a tough one to swallow all the same, but a very difficult weekend top to bottom. OC Stunners, they're having a bit of their freeway series, played the Inland Empire Matadors 45 minutes northeast of them. Tomorrow they're going to take on LA Blaze. Just on the other side of the 405, Nick West, in the quest for the cup, said he makes it his lifelong passion and goal to never lose to the LA Blaze. So he takes that one very personal. Looking forward to participating in that match tomorrow. But nice to see that even in the absence of a couple guys like Caldwell, Hilling, you know, and some of those other familiar faces, that this Stunners team not hurting in any capacity, and they're only continuing to showcase their depth.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, too, if you don't have folks like Matt Hilling and Eddie Mashikian, who's been a man of the match this year, and just so many options that they have on this sideline that they are still easily winning matches. Again, their Achilles heel has been the New Jersey Freedom. That's the team that in the regular season has bothered the Stunners. Of course, they got their revenge in the postseason last year, knocking them out of the semifinals. But
well, I gotta say, when you talk about the Achilles heel right now, New Jersey Freedom, I think feels like a little bit of their own Achilles heel. That is 2 reverse sweeps against massive wins there they could have had with the Texas Tyrants, but also the Las Vegas Ramblers. They go up 2 sets to none and then drop 3 straight. That's happened twice in a row for a team that I think looks like one of the most consistent ones. They've got to just find that little X factor. Obviously, Ian Cap not there today, but one of those things leaves you scratching your head a little bit. Challenge for them tomorrow as they come back. But we do have our man of the match interview. Throwing it over to Haley on the sideline. The man making his NVA debut and racking up his first man of the match, Spencer Olivier. Take it away.
Thanks, guys. We have our man of the match here, Spencer Olivier, in his debut match in the NVA League. You're a 2-time All-American at Cal State Long Beach, a super decorated player. Did you have any nerves coming to play on this team?
I mean, I feel like I had to kind of avoid that and not think about those things. Otherwise, if I did think about it, it would get to me. But I was very intentional in not getting nervous, just kind of playing my game, relying on what I know as a volleyball player and just leaning on that.
You certainly didn't look nervous. You had 8 kills, 3 blocks, and 2 aces today. Great performance. What was your thought process going through this match?
I didn't really know what to expect. This is my first time, doing this, so it was fun. Passers did well, so it made my life easier as far as hitting. Our setter was able to just, give me the ball, and it was good.
Well, congratulations. Great job. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Congratulations to Spencer Olivier. That is a heck of addition to the OC Stunner squad. And remember, they have other All-Americans that we haven't even seen yet. Just looking at the roster, Calvin Sanborn, haven't seen him yet this year. Grant Maroki, he'll be here eventually. Man, the rich get richer in the NVA this year. That just means that some of the other clubs, they're going to have to put some work in to try to keep up. You know what they say, keep it up with the Joneses. When right now you got to keep up with the Stunners.
Absolutely, and that's what we've seen, those efforts across the league top to bottom and those recruiting. We saw the Cobrans both getting picked up. We saw Shane Holdaway getting picked up by the Stingers. Las Vegas Ramblers decided to go on a little rampage through Europe, a little bit of Asia, grab Matt West. Colton Cowell, we see, Jalen Penrose, Felix Chapman, toss them all in. You get Ryan Manoogian coming back over, of course, from Portugal. And, we just see even Presho coming in and Max Chamberlain and I mean, that full list is international guys that are doing amazing things in top leagues all over the world. So
Pepperdine's been rated, Grand Canyon's been rated. I think the one team everybody's forgetting about right now is Penn State and Hawaii, so you better look them up. They got some options that have just finished up this season as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys like Jakob Telle were unavailable, and I can't speak to how well I know that statement, but, he was heading back overseas right away to get involved with the national team for himself. So that was one of those guys not quite available. Other than that, a lot of guys going right into contracts from Hawaii. But, there's still some people, like we said, there's about, 7:30. So you got 29 hours right now that there are still some moves being made, some phone calls being made, a little bit of our own draft day going on here where everyone's trying to find what talent might still be on the table. So it's always fun here.
It's like the trading deadline.
Exactly. This third day, it's kind of a little bit of our own. You hear owners maybe trying to trade or see what's going to work, what pieces can they maybe move, who helps. And again, the big part is, what helps the players? It's a players first thing, because if there's a player that's sitting on a bench somewhere that might be a great culture fit, maybe gets a chance to get in the mix somewhere else. Antonio Anguzola, you can put him on the bench on the Stunners or start building that player up, get him involved, and that's where he was kind of with the Pythons. And again, was he going to see the playing time there? Now that we've seen them traveling light, maybe. But Matadors definitely needed him. And so that's where you kind of, the betterment of the league, the owners are all looking out for that, while absolutely being self-serving in that same capacity. So it's exciting. We're going to see some more phone calls going on throughout the night, a couple more texts, and we'll see how those rosters all finish up here.
Take a look at some final numbers. As Haley said with the interview with Spencer Olivier, hit 62% today, 8 kills without an error in 13 swings. 3 aces, 2 blocks. I mean, he certainly earned. That wasn't given to him. He earned that man of the match. Nick West had 8 kills, hit 62%. He had a couple aces as well. Tanner Woods very quietly had a tremendous effort today. 7 kills without an error in 10 swings, hit 70%. And a lot of that credit goes to the combination of Nacho, Ignacio Roberts, and Logan Azotovich at setter in a losing cause. 11 kills today for Cesar Medina. Keeps finding a way, even on what would be an off day for him, to get into double figures in kills. So that is it today from Long Beach, California. 4 victories, 4 matches. The Utah Stingers in our earlier match than the Puerto Rico Pythons. Well, it didn't look like they were going to pull that out, but with Chicago suffering a major injury, Puerto Rico Pythons in the win column for the first time. New Jersey Freedom had the Texas Tyrants on the rope, but nope. The Texas Tyrants remain unbeaten with the reverse sweep, and then the OC Stunners in this one all over the Inland Empire Matadors. Right back here tomorrow for the NVA Today pregame show, followed by 4 more matches as we honor our troops, those we've lost throughout the years in support of this great country on Memorial Day 2023. That will begin with some entertaining volleyball at 9 a.m. Pacific. We'll hope you join us, and until then, special thanks to our entire crew throughout the Long Beach City College that helps put on this production for NVA, the National Volleyball Association. For our entire crew, Matt Prosser, Nick England, Haley Henderson, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.